I really think I cracked the case here. First, yes, I do need to be high for the cast. This is a fact. Fact it is. But second, more importantly, I think I figured out the secret to success.
Really?
Yeah, I just saw that.
Whoa. You just lose your mind there, pal?
No, it's not. No. It's not.
Listen,
it's
friend.
No. It's
you figured out the secret.
No.
You better
It's
tell
the
me
secret
off the
to,
cast.
No. Hold on. No. This is like.
Don't spill the beans.
This one's for the boys.
Okay.
It's not like it's not the secret of how to get success.
Okay.
It's just a secret.
It's not the secret, but
no. It's a secret of maintaining success. How about that?
Okay.
So that means that the boys who got their success, they should be able to have their success. I don't want to take it. I don't want to infringe on their success.
And hey, a real bro shares with his bros.
Exactly. No, I was gonna say I think it is to, like too often when you're looking at like I don't know. Let's say for instance, let's go out of the box and say a podcast, for instance, right? And when like you're seeing like a YouTube short or something of the cast, and you kind of like one or two of them, and then suddenly it's like, all right, I guess YouTube's gonna show me a dozen of these clips. And then you start to see more and more clips. And you start to kind of enjoy the people. And then you start seeing some compilations and yada yada yada. And then it's like there's just this random spot where something just different happens. There's just a switch in which you realize, wow, this person now suddenly seems not cool, fun, or interesting, or intelligent. They just seem incredibly entitled, narcissistic, and pretentious, and just bombastically douchey, right?
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Now, I think the reason that is because I think, which this is the advice for the boys, is you just can't acknowledge any bit of the success whatsoever, in the sense that it's like, everyone's like, you shouldn't read the bad comments, you shouldn't read the good comments. I don't even think you should. I think you should spend so much of every waking second of your time should be spent thinking, no, there's no one listening, there's no success, no one's interested in it, and just constantly be saying that, because then you can't get to that point. Because you see these people talking, it's like you can tell, like, now they have a staff of 10 people working there. There's 15 camera angles. They suddenly have it where like everything they say is immediately just howled out by everyone around them. They're like, I'm so funny. I'm a god. Not even that. It's just the fact that it's like, you'll see literally, they'll say, yeah, I came into work today. So many red lights. Everyone's like, oh my god, I know, it's terrible. It's like, I know, I just wanted to fucking go past. I wanted to drive through them all. I didn't want somebody there. I wish I could have driven through all. I wish I had a green light card. Everyone's like, green light card. That's crazy. It's like literally 8 people laughing at it because they have 4 guys.
Brain for you, man. Green light card. I never would have thought of that.
Green light card, man. It's just the comedy's out there. But really think about it. It's like, how can you not become a fucking entitled asshole when you have? I think you can remain not being an entitled asshole even with the money coming in. I think it's just the fact that you surround yourself with the yes men all the time.
Yeah, that's obviously the biggest fucking problem.
All these things is like when you listen to a podcast and you hear people from the other side just laughing, and it's like you laugh because it's literally. I think podcasters realize that 3 hours is a fucking unruly amount of time to be just talking and talking and talking.
Yeah.
So they've decided to inflate it like the WWE with fake pop, where it's like, oh look, everyone's celebrating. They look at the background, like, that's weird. No one seems that happy that Christian came out, but suddenly everyone's screaming. Apparently,
always happy that Christian came out.
That's odd. My ears are telling me that it's a huge pop and it's working, but suddenly it doesn't appear that way to my eyes. And it's the same. Listen to the cast. The person says something. And they say something so mundane and it's like, I don't know. He's like, yeah, I had to take my son to school today, man. These other dads, they're such boring guys. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's so funny. Dads are boring.
Every dad sucks.
And everyone laughs. And And it's like, you're going to go fucking insane. Yeah. That's not the right. You need to have people who hate you around. That's what, people always say, like, it's, not even keep your fucking. I'm not saying the overused keep your friends close, your enemies closer. No, that's stupid and dumb and outplayed. It's just saying the fact that like how your friends are less friends than your enemies are, because your enemies are at least gonna be like fucking honest and forthcoming and everything else, and they're very clear what their objectives are towards you, versus your friends who are like, yeah, I think you're great, and everything else.
So really, you're saying you just shouldn't have friends.
Really, that's a possibility. That's probably what I'm getting at. So think about it too. It's like, if you who do you think's gonna be more appreciative? If you give your friends, there's gonna be a point when you keep giving your friends more and more responsibility, more and more money, and everything else. They're gonna think they're entitled to it now as well, and it's gonna ruin the relationship even further.
We all saw it happens. We've seen Entourage.
Yeah, E thinking he could be he's a pizza boy. Ari said it the best. If I was opening up a Sbarro, you'd be the first person I'd ask. Okay, this is Vinny's fucking career. It's that simple. I'm just saying, really, because it's just every single person who I thought I enjoyed. I'm suddenly coming to the realization, just the streak, horrifying, tough realization. I see them on a clip. I'm like, God, I fucking hate
it's
you.
so
Fucking
sad.
Guts.
It sucks when it
I
happens.
fucking hate you.
Because then I rely on the ones that I like, and I start listening to them so much.
I hate you.
Yeah,
I hate you. It's just I can't handle it.
said you would unite us for. It's not.
It's like
fuck
you
the
see
line.
these fucking people, and it's again, I just can't. They're pumping in face like doing the TV stuff. It's like when you're watching these terrible sitcoms, and it's like, person walks in, throws their hands in the air, drops their bag, and says, "Gosh, work was tough," and everyone's like,
Hey, I went to work today. It was tough too. It's good stuff.
It's like, wait, that wasn't funny. Why is everyone laughing? They're just lying to you.
You know what was really funny? Just a
Hold on.
short little tangent.
Fine. Short.
I thought
Keep
it was
short,
super funny
brisk.
when Frank started flying in the chair.
We'll get back to it. Fucking no. This is more important. Okay, we're not gonna. For once, we're not gonna spin off and
You're right.
lose
I'm
the
sorry.
point.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll talk about how fucking shitty Shameless is later.
Okay.
Spin off. I lost the point. I lost the point.
No,
I
no,
lost
that's
everything.
not.
I
No,
lost
no.
everything.
That's not true. You're saying how it sucks seeing these.
No,
clips.
these people have. It's like, what is the point of having 10 people in a room together? Like, especially when it's like, so the podcast is you two, but then you have a person who's kind of a third quasi co-host because they chime in pretty often. But they're not really also the host. It's your two shows. Like all the billing is just you two.
Honestly,
there's
it really
also
bothers
this third.
me.
There's also this third mic, and then on top of the
It
third
bothers me
mic,
the editors or you know the
no, I'm not talking about the editor. I'm talking about that weird person who's just there. There's always one weird person who's kind of not an editor. They just sit there and kind of listen, and they kind of chime in sometimes.
Yeah, what the fuck's that person supposed to
I don't
do?
know. That's my point. And then it's that person, and then there's the editors / like person who handles the audio / person who handles the visual / person who sits there.
Like when you watch reality TV, is the editors say, "Oh, I think I'm going to cut and splice this part here." Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and these people aren't even. Oh my god, that's the worst part. They're saying they're producers. It's like no, there's producers are fucking people who. You're either a producer if you're genuinely like a farmer and there's an actual produce. You're producing produce. Okay, that's one version. If you're a film producer or a TV producer who's like actually, not just putting money in, but you're actually like, helping, doing things. Or if you're a reality TV show producer who's like getting the questions out, handling the contestants. That's the most real form of producing there is. Okay, Unreal taught me right. That's what it really is. You're not a producer if you sit in on a podcast and occasionally throw an idea in there. Okay, if you're off camera, like no, like you're really pulling out there. Why are you sad? Don't let them get away with it. Don't really get your. That's producing. If you just say, yeah, I agree.
I totally agree. You're so right.
I totally agree.
You mean what I do?
That works. But in fairness, there's only two of us here, and you're part of the billing, so like it's not entirely there. You're just a shitty co-host. You're still a co-host, though, so there's still some sort of merit in this meritocracy.
Hey, I can live with that.
So you're not entirely useless. These are some of these people who just have 8 people sitting around them. It's like, all right, so I'm the host. Here's my co-host, and there's my 4 friends. It's like, so wait, why isn't it just like the 6 of you? Then it's like the 6 of you show because it's my show and his show. It's my show really with him, and then those 4 guys sit there. So there's 7 of us, yes, but why wouldn't you just? But aren't they like in every episode? Mm-hmm. Every second. So then how is it your podcast? Well, it's my podcast. He's my sidekick, and then those 4 guys sit there. So what are those 4 guys? Sidekicks? Well, no, he's my sidekick. So who are those 4 guys? My friends. Aren't they in every episode? Yeah. So isn't it all of your podcasts? No, it's my podcast. He's my sidekick. Those are my 4 friends.
So it's all of your podcasts.
No, it's my podcast. That's my sidekick. Those are my 4 friends. But don't they kind of fill the same role as a sidekick?
I can see why
Yes.
you think that.
They do film a similar role, but those 4, they almost act as if, say they're sitting on a couch. Okay, look, let me explain it differently. I'm in my chair, and then next to me on my left, on a slightly smaller chair, is my sidekick. And then the guest sits across from me, and then next to my guest is my 4 friends, and they kind of act almost as like just one membrane, just one.
Such a gross
one
word
cell.
to use.
Just one being. They're just one. So they're kind of like
Honestly, that's pretty gross. Since we're talking about one specific podcast, so I talk about that specific podcast.
I'm not talking about. What are you talking about? I'm being very.
I think it's really fucked up how the
I'm
guests
being
are on
very,
top
very
of,
general.
I'm sorry how the 2 other friends are on top of the guest.
I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
weird shit.
I'm talking about a hypothetical podcast. I'm not sure what podcast that you're referring to is.
Well, I was referring to the one that has a redheaded editor who's always laughing on the side. It might as well just be in the show. And then I started talking about that podcast you're specifically talking about. We're talking about actual podcast. We're not talking about actual podcasts.
I'm talking about hypothetical situations here.
Well, the hypothetical situation you're talking about, I think it's disgusting how those two extra guys just sit on top of the guests when they're talking there. That's really fucking weird. Get them their own seat.
I'm not sure what two guys you're talking about, but I agree.
In this hypothetical setting, it's weird.
In a scenario in which you had a couch with 4 people on it or 3 people on it, and only one of them was the focal point of it, it's also just odd. How about you do like, like when Conan would have like an entire cast on, so you'd have like 2 rows of guests.
Yeah,
do that.
Seats.
Have your weird, tag along friends sitting behind them, and give them a little space to shine.
We talked about interviews on the podcast or having guests. We should just do it that way, having the entire cast come on as the guest.
We're trailing off again because you started talking too much.
Sorry,
and it's like, I don't know why you do this all the time, where it's like you think, I guess I should talk now, even though Alex was talking.
I'm sorry.
I guess it's my time to talk and interject and do things.
Sorry.
So anyway, I'm just thinking you shouldn't have, because these constant yes men, it ruins everything. It really does. And then they get entitled
you're right,
at some
you're so
point.
Right.
Point being, but really, quite sincerely, you have these people sitting there, and it's just this, I'm a comedian and you're a comedian, and then here's this one person who's indirectly related to us who is just going to come, and it's like, and what I really can't stand either. What I really can't stand is it's like these fucking, they can't keep getting away with it. These people who are just fucking doing they're like, we're gonna blur the line between what's actually happening and what's not happening, and if it's reality or if it's like, that's cool and all, but it's getting to a point where it's like it's just manic and I can't follow what's going on.
I can't follow what you're talking about. If I can't follow it, audience can't follow it. So can you break this down and tell me like certain shows, certain talk shows on the radios. Excuse me. Thank you.
Will have they'll do a bit about like their personal lives, but then it's apparently not a bit, and it's actually real, but then it's actually not. And then you look at the comments, and everyone's like, no, it's a bit. They're only screaming at them as a bit. Then half the comments is saying, is this actually a bit, or is this actually a personal moment, and it's just this insanity going on?
What? What are you talking about? Can you just tell me who you're talking about? Because I'm not following what you're talking about.
Oh my God. How about for the first time in your entire fucking bleak existence, you actually use your brain and try to follow along with what's being said?
You said there's something going on that they're acting like it's a skit, like they're screaming at him like it's real. The other half of the conversation saying it's not real. What are you talking about? I am following the conversation. I still know what you're talking about.
I am tired in podcasts in which you see the fucking people talking to their goddamn puppets, their pawns, who are part of the fucking membrane of the podcast, where they'll be screaming at the person to the side, and then that person's like, I'm sorry, and then the people in the comments are like, why is this included in the podcast? Is this person actually getting fired? Is this person actually doing it? But then half the comments are saying, no, this is just a part of the bit, this is all a joke. It's like, I don't see where the funny is, or what the joke, or now you are. Yeah,
you broke it down way better this time. I don't know.
The first
2 times you said it.
Now you can really follow what I was saying. So I'm glad I said it for 4 goddamn times.
There's a transitional piece you left out the first 2 times you said this.
Yeah. But what part was that, Robbie? Highlight the part so I know for next time how to do better.
Just so for next time, you left out the part about this still being the podcast conversation.
Right. I started off saying the podcast the first time.
No, but I interrupted a couple of times. So you didn't bring it back.
So I need to make sure that you don't interrupt me more.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. You are listening. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna fucking kill him. This is an admission. I'm gonna fucking kill him. Anyway, what I was getting, I don't know, man. I just hate podcasts. I hate them. I hate them all. They're all terrible. This one included. Every single one of them.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about kind of the same point you're getting at, about how you're getting to the point where you're starting to hate everybody you used to like. We're so young into this thing. I'm worried we're already at that point. I'm kind of starting to hate listening to us talk.
First off, I don't even listen to us talk.
No, I mean in general. Like when we have conversations outside of this room, I'm not enjoying them anymore.
That's true. That is true. The problem is, though, is the acknowledge. I said this earlier. It's the acknowledgement of acknowledging that there isn't something to acknowledge in the first place.
Exactly.
It's what it is. That's the problem. That's the issue. Because, again, it's like if you just kept doing the podcast and you never looked at it and it just is what it is and it naturally grew. And even when it was huge, you refused to respect it or really accept it. I think everything would be better. The problem is these guys, it's just inevitable. They get on the cast, it gets hot, they get thinner, They get a nicer hair. They dress a little better. They suddenly become a little more talkative. They become a little bit more polarized, and they just become so goddamn annoying and so goddamn entitled and think who the fuck they are.
But maybe
we'll
be different.
But maybe the difference is here is that I'm already entitled and think who the fuck I am, and I have no reason to yet. And which means there's only two outcomes, which means either A, I'm the perfect person that God created to find success because he knew it wouldn't affect me, or it'll be the complete opposite, actually.
Nice.
And it'll be such a cataclysmic event, it'll just... Listen, I'm just saying the world will end. I'll spin off the fucking deep end and something will happen. That's all I'm saying.
I think it works out to the first thing you're saying, too, because I'm clearly a doormat. Right. And that's really to both of our favors.
That's true.
Because I get to be the yes man you need to back you up.
But more importantly, I never get to feel like there's a yes in my corner ever. You're overlooking the best part of your contribution.
Naturally, you're right. You're so right. You're totally right.
I'm trying to say your contribution here. How about you shut the fuck up and take a compliment?
I am. I'm sorry.
What I was going to say is the fact that, yeah, you are a doormat, but you're a fucking self-aware doormat, which creates such a level of complexity in everything because it's not just like a fucking, you're not just like, yes, walk all over me. You're like, God, why is this happening? I don't deserve it. Like, there's much more to it than that, where it's like, you're the doormat, but it's not blind because you'll still break out and you'll fucking still throw some punches here and there, you know?
Occasionally.
You get what I mean by that, though?
Yeah, like one time I threw some punches and you threw me to the ground like the ankle biter that I am.
Yeah, it happened a few times, actually. That was a good one, yeah. Robbie, he's like, okay, I have one shot here to take him down. I'm going to charge at him flat-footed with all my weight distributed towards the front. And all I have to do is step to the side and put me to the ground. And then I'm just going to cry.
Yeah.
That kind of does it backs the question. We were talking the other day because one of the podcasts that I don't hate, which now why I can name drop it is I do still love MSSP.
Yeah.
And when we were debating, who's who, if it were to who, if you had to do a 1-to-1, who is as to what as is to the other. And I was like, I really can't, I don't know, because you're kind of a douchebag like Matt, but you're also kind of a bitch like Shane.
Dude, I think me and Matt would be best fucking friends.
You and Matt would be best friends. I don't think...
Dude, because that one video you showed me where he's playing that flute... Dude, I have a flute on the wall.
I have to stare at it every goddamn time I look at you. You don't understand it. That's the real horror of this entire fucking podcast, is that everything that represents you, I have to look at.
And unfortunately, if the wall has two doors, there's really nothing on that's like representing you.
No, that represents me entirely. It's just an empty void.
And a mirror, so it's just reflecting
everything's
back.
See those shutters? Everything's just... You're getting a glimpse of reality, okay? That's my side. But that sounds like something Matt would say, so that was douchey too. I don't know. I think we could get along with him. I don't know.
The only actually, they probably would never even agree to talk to us because we've shit on Philly so many fucking times.
I think that would only piss off Shane. I don't think Matt actually would care.
Yeah, I don't care. I'd rather hang out with Matt anyways. I'd rather hang out with best friends. Fuck
That's
Shane.
true. Shane is also like 6'3".
Shane thinks who the fuck he is because he's a funny comedian.
6'3" is right when you get to the point where it's like, you're actually too tall now, where the point where now I'm starting to actually feel shorter than I should. You know?
You think he's that tall?
I think he's 6'3", isn't he?
No, I'm not saying that. He might be 6'3", but he doesn't come across like that type of tall.
I feel like he does come across like that kind. I think because the fact that he kind of has that whole like
He's still just one of the guys. I think he transcends that barrier of 6'3". That's too tall.
I think you're saying that, but it's like he'd bully the shit out of you.
I know he would rip me apart.
Yeah. Okay. So as long as you know that
you're my brother and you rip me apart, I'm still here. I'm here to take it, dude. I have no problem. Shane could come rip me apart too. It'd be hilarious. I'd probably cry and be the biggest bitch in the world. That's all I do. But then I'd look back on a couple days and I'm like, no, that's pretty funny, actually. Dude, actually, speaking of that, though, that's what I gotta say, though. So I think it's off my chest. It's been on my chest for like 8 weeks. It really has been on my chest.
Sometimes the most powerful tool is to stay quiet.
Yeah.
And to not divulge your hands. How about you just sit on that for a second?
Why is my greatest tool always being quiet? Why is yours always talking and not shutting the fuck up?
See, that was the doormat who fucking struck back for a second.
Because like he's self-aware, like you said
there's this slight bit of sentience to your fucking doormattery.
Oh, that's so funny.
What does your doormat say on it, you think?
All welcome.
That's fucking hot. That's sexy. All welcome. That sounds like a fun time. But no, really.
Sorry, did that cough really throw you off your game that much?
Sorry, man. Goddamn.
Jesus Christ. Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
That actually goes into perfectly full. See, that's actually such a genuine moment. I had written down what I wanted to get to, and that was actually such a natural, just fucking fantastical way of just getting to it. I don't even open my phone and look at the notes. Not just jog my memory. I'm good to go.
That's awesome.
Anyone who wants to say that Christianity did nothing for the world, far from being bombastically wrong, at the very least, you have to acknowledge that the name alone, Jesus Christ, is by far the greatest fucking in-between word, greatest way to react to something, and it transcends everything else. Just we were just watching.
Also, goddamn,
we're just such cool. We're such cool. Exactly, but that's universal. You could be damning any god. Yeah, saying goddamn anything.
But everyone knows.
Everyone knows Christianity.
We're talking the one true
the big
God.
C, yeah. Christianity. Yeah, the one true God. That's for all of our Christian listeners. That's actually how we make our money, believe it or not. Even with all the, horrendous things we say, it's interesting. Forgive me, and they all we keep saying we're sorry and we're making amends.
That's actually a good segue for our donation portion of the podcast.
That'd be fun.
Going around right now.
We should actually just do that. We should actually just get those cool wooden bowls on sticks. Mm. Just start taking money that way.
You know what's funny? I don't know if you're doing this on purpose.
I feel like I'm more inclined to put money into a big wooden bowl than like some gross homeless guy's hands.
At least that bowl's clean.
If that bowl is clean and going to a church who's obviously going to use it for very, very good reasons, never crossing any moral or ethical boundaries I might have.
Dude, thank God we established everything we say on here is not real. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
We say some pretty mean
It's all a
shit.
bit. Like I said earlier, it's so cool actually. When I was saying that earlier, when I was saying earlier about how those podcasts suck, that was actually a bit. I was actually saying how cool
the one true God
they
part
are.
We were serious about that wasn't
that part. For all of our flyover states, for all of our fucking losers in the middle of the country.
Our main source of income.
Our main source of income, of course. God's great. God is real. What was that movie that came out? Heaven is for real?
Yeah.
I saw that movie in theaters,
Is it a coincidence that God...
I saw it in theaters, and I promise, wink, wink, which is my form of sincerity, that I did not make fun of that movie at all afterwards. I didn't say how stupid and lame it was.
Let me answer this predicament you're presenting with this question. Is there any coincidence that God and good both start with a G and end in a D and both have O's in the center? Add that extra O, guess what? God is good.
God is
Can
good.
I get a hallelujah?
Can I get a I fucking, I'd honestly trade in this entire, I would trade in everything. If I could just be given the
televangelist
the kind of
money those guys make, 100%,
hell yeah.
dude.
I would love to just smack someone's forehead and for them to orgasm.
Where's the Bible teach?
God.
It says, take what you're good at and do it in the name of God. Sure. So becoming a televangelist is the only logical
step. That's actually the only noble, that's interesting.
I find loopholes. I should be a lawyer.
That's not doing it for God, though. Unless you only fight for religious prosecution.
Exclusively Christian prosecution.
Yeah, well... religion.
There's
other groups, then there's religion, which is Christianity. Everyone
you
knows
guys play with your games, and we actually pray to God.
Exactly. Even though, hey, I'll say all those other, mocks. Those guys, they pray better than we do. They all really do. We're really slack in that department.
That's actually really true. Probably every other religion has better traditions of praying and valuing their prayer than we do.
But hey, built off Christianity, baby. So that's how everyone knows historically accurate right there. Christianity is actually before Judaism, before everything.
Well, actually it was, if you think about it, because God is a Christian God. Bing, bada bing, bada boom.
But no, really, Jesus Christ, I think, is the greatest response. We were just watching, because we're such cool, smart, intellectual guys. We were just watching South Park, and it's the 9/11 episode.
That's the highest form of intellect.
Some might say, and it's 9/11 episode, and just having Stan say, or having Kyle say Jesus Christ is just the great. It's like, yeah, it's just, it works in everything. You got Jesus Christ, you can say Jesus fucking Christ, you can say Jesus fucking Christ.
You can say Jesus Christ on a crutch. You can say Jesus tap
Christ
dancing
on a crutch.
Christ, Jesus H Christ.
That's something some people say.
No, they say it on South Park all the time. They always say Jesus tap dancing Christ.
Yeah, but who actually says that?
The military guy, who was an actual military guy, who's in why am I blanking on this movie? The movie with the guy from Vision Quest, and he has the meet his murder thing. They call him Joker. Thank you. The sergeant is Full Metal Jacket and in Saving Silverman. He says that.
Arlie Ermy.
I think he says in Saving Silverman. He says, "Jesus, tap dancing Christ, they're on to us."
That sounds pretty accurate, actually. Interesting.
Actually, I'm not getting.
You persuaded me here.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. That's something.
Something to
think about. Yeah. Something to ponder on.
I feel like you're on a really good tangent about Christianity.
I could have been in there. And then Robbie did this thing where he spoke a lot and then decided to say, you know what, let me make it about me.
Okay. I don't know if I made it about me.
Let me make it about me. I'm bigger than God. That's what Robbie decided to talk about.
I think we can all agree I never once uttered
So now
those
for all
words.
those flyover states in the fucking flyover states, all those donations can go solo to just me now, your true leader.
You know what we should do, though? This is actually a pretty good idea.
Stop calling flyover states. Not in a million fucking years.
You know those guys that do the...
That'll never... I want you to understand me. Everyone listen to this. That will never fucking happen. Not once. Not ever. I'm not ending it there. No. I want to make it clear. I will not... No. You are a flyover state. That's not nearly used enough as it should be. People are saying like, oh, yeah, where were you for the holidays? Oklahoma. No, you were in the flyover states. It's just a region. I went to the East Coast, went to the West Coast, then there's the flyover coast.
Imagine how much more convenient it'd be if it was just East Coast and the bordering state was the West Coast.
That'd be fucking cool.
Like, imagine if New York wasn't attached to Pennsylvania, which is next to California. That'd be terrible, actually.
That'd be actually the worst possible existence.
All
for
those
this
liberal left assholes.
Exactly. Who would want that? You need the balance. All right, we need purple states. We need purple. Yeah, exactly. We need to be more polarized. That's what we've always been saying. This country needs to be more polarized.
If anything, it's healthier. Because then if everything's in black and white, it's much easier to figure out which side of the argument you land on.
To be fair, if everything is so polarized, then that means the people who actually aren't even in the middle will seem like they're in the middle. So we'll all be a lot more agreeable because we'll realize how extremes can be.
Dude, it's like you always have the right answers, dude.
That's just America,
you have to go to alexisarleader.com to become a member of our society.
It's actually not .com. It's actually .org. Fucking no, it's like I think VX. It's some foreign thing. Some other website. Apparently, I couldn't do it in America. It's some. I'll get it fixed. It's some weird thing happening right now. I don't know what it's just go there. Don't ask questions as to why it's in a different entire country and why the money is in a different currency. That's entirely irrelevant to everything. Those
are the kind of facts that you're just gonna get confused about.
Because Christianity transcends just this country. Is my point. That's what it comes down to. It's like it's just spreading my influence. It's just more than. But then again, do I really want us to make that stance? Because nationalism is pretty important. Well, you gotta have a very. So you gotta make. That's what everyone knows. You gotta just do Mao's. You gotta make the national religion the country.
That's what you said. That's what I was getting at. I mean.
Learning a lot today in today's episode.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is like
Christianity,
one of those PBS
politics.
Ones.
I mean,
you gotta get economics now.
Oh, I don't got much economics in the works right now.
I got a really good economical pattern. Here's a problem, actually. So here's a problem. See, there's a problem.
Here's a problem. You're thinking that you're going to take the show somewhere and talk about something.
No, really, Alex. Just give me the helm for a second, okay? There's a problem in which I don't have enough money coming into my podcast because we're not getting enough donations from our followers.
From our devout.
So economically speaking, if you put more money in the donation basket, we'd be making more money. That's what we call economic growth.
That makes more sense than just wooden bowl on a stick.
Yeah, thank you.
That's interesting.
Thank you. That's why I'm a good doormat. Occasionally, I provide.
Occasionally,
I'm the support for you to stand on.
Characters welcome? I was gonna say, isn't all's welcome the USA fucking slogan?
No, it's characters welcome.
Characters welcome. And then they decided, what if we stop being a good network? That'd be fun. That'd be cool.
Fun. What if we only produce Suits and its spin-offs?
What if we just stopped being the whole fun, quirky character network and we just became the boring network, where all of our shows suck and are shitty?
Boring network.
That'd be pretty cool. What if we started co-producing shows with Sci-Fi to be even lamer? I don't know. That'd be fun. That'd be cool.
That's actually. I don't know if you knew this, but that's actually what happened currently. That's what's going on right now.
That's crazy. I think if Sci-Fi said, "What if we stopped spelling our name in a cool way, where it's SCIFI, and we just started spelling it in a stupid way, where it's SYFY? What if we just spelt it Sci-Fi? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be a cool thing to do?
That'd be pretty awesome.
And then maybe we'll start. And then maybe after we do that, maybe the USA Network will start being shitty. We can start producing shows together. Start doing shows on Sci-Fi and USA. They air at the same time. Let's. I don't even know. Does that inflate your audience by saying you're getting more? Or is it just cut it in half? Because it's like, well, maybe if they were all on one network, more people would be watching it. So I don't think there's anyone saying, "Gosh, I really want to watch Chucky, but I hate USA Network." Thank God it's on Sci-Fi.
Thank God.
I don't think anyone on Sci-Fi saying. No, they're probably. You know what? Honestly, yeah. Sci-fi fans, those weird bunch of people, they should be saying, "Why is this on USA when it's a Sci-Fi show?" Clearly, it's from the WB or Sci-Fi or Pix 11.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna be like people who are watching it, like, you know what? I like the show Chucky, but I just don't agree with the politics of those who run Sci-Fi Network.
Yeah,
thank God I can watch on the USA Network.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense on the USA Network. But the USA Network doesn't make sense because it's just a stupid channel now. Let's have dumb shows on it. Even their good stuff, like Sykes now on Peacock.
That's true.
What the hell happened? And also, come to think of it, why isn't the USA Network much more just a streamlined broadcast for nationalism in this country?
Yeah, when you call it USA Network, what the fuck?
That's like saying AMC, the American Movie Channel. Just keep playing American movies. We got to have this fucking constant propaganda churning of America. You know? America!
Fuck yeah!
I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that.
You know what, Alex?
What was I doing?
I don't know what you were doing. I don't care.
I was doing I just want to say what I want to do.
Dude. Sometimes I'm a
America.
Peacock. You gotta let me fly.
I did that earlier in the episode, dude. Now you're doing Mark Wahlberg.
What?
You're crazy, man. Just spiraling out, bro. This is the doormat needs to be more of a doormat and less of a fucking talk mat, okay?
You're right, I'm sorry.
You should be. You really fucking should be. Now because of you, we have to end it on a sour note. Because you had to go fucking, talk. This is what happened earlier. This is the fucking thing. That you give people too much fucking you just give people things and they start to become entitled to those things. They start to just think that they're the secret to the success and that they're the power and everything else. It's just like, what's the fucking point? What are you doing here?
That's why I spoke up. I wanted to illustrate the point we were trying to bring up with an actual event that people could be like, oh, so that's how it happens in action.
Interesting.
That's how good of a co-host I am.
That's a possibility. It's either that or the fact that maybe you're just trying to save your hide right now.
Well, I guess we'll never know.
I really guess we'll never know.
Chiquita!